As I said, I'm willing to take the strength of my character, the faith in my character. So, this sounds like another question, by the way. I think I've answered this already. Yeah, I mean, really just the next question. But I'll take it to Washington, not because I want to, because it's my responsibility. If you have strength of character, if you have the strength of your will, these people can respect this. They can't convince you to do something that you don't want to do. Now, how far am I willing to go? Well, I joined the United States Air Force in 1972, right in the middle of the Vietnam War. I had a lady spit on me because I had my uniform on in Chicago coming through the airport. Now, I could have easily got very upset and turned around and asked her if she was insane. But at 18 years old, I had the presence to turn around and say to that lady, well, you know what? I'm wearing this uniform so that you have the freedom to spit on. You know what? She almost cried. She walked away, and I think she had a new understanding of what it means to have character. You see, character can carry you a long way, even past ego. Thank God.
Real quick, I'm sorry. I just want to try to get all the points.
Okay. So as most candidates promise to go to Washington or state respectively and promise to clean up corruption and be the voice of the people, I believe most believe this and have good intentions until the establishment incumbents corrupt them and tell the newcomers this is the way things are done. What would you do to make sure that this doesn't happen to you and make sure you stand on principle?
Okay, so it does make some really good points. How am I going to keep from being corrupted by the establishment? And the first point is that I'm not an establishment candidate. I'm running as an independent. I'm not answering to party leadership, and I'm not told to toe the party line and to get in line. Now, it's been said that you could be in the middle and cry. Well, I think that we need to be and cry foul is what we need to cry, because that's what's been happening to America, is that both parties have been leading us astray and down the wrong path. Standing on principles is extremely important, and conservative principles is very extremely important. Areas to double positive there. But let's take an example: Social Security reform. How many here, by a show of hands, believe that when you reach retirement age, that Social Security is going to be there for you? And, well, that goes along the lines with most Americans, because there was a poll recently that said 60% of Americans feel that they're going to be $0 in Social Security when they retire. If that same poll was held and that was their answer for their 401k, what do you think would happen if that were the case? A lot of people would be serving some jail sentences right now if they felt that they were going to, if Wall Street was going to leave zero balance in their mutual funds. But Social Security reform has to happen. It's entitlement spending. Mr. Fincher, you were attacked by Democrat Roy Herring, who's not here today, saying that you were, because you were endorsed, one of your endorsements was saying that you're for privatization of Social Security. But then, instead of standing on those principles, you chose to say that, well, yeah, it is a scheme, that privatization is a scheme, and that we don't need privatization of Social Security. We do need to reform that entitlement spending. I like to call it personalization, and where we fix Social Security. But if we don't address entitlement spending, we're going to be bankrupt and insolvent. So I will do that and stand on those principles. Thank you.
I think we can all agree that in the 90s, the Republicans blew it. After they won in 94, they got the big hit and started spending like money was growing on trees, and guess what happened? They got voted out. We've got a chance this time to get it right. We've got a chance this time to stick by the American people and do what you guys want. Or you can throw us out again. It's not that complicated. I met Arthur Laffer about 6 months ago. He was President Reagan's chief economist. He lives in Nashville because we don't have a state income tax. He lived in California, now he lives in Nashville. And I sat down with Dr. Laffer, and I said, he looked at me, he said, "You're the farmer from Frog Jump, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And he said, "This ain't rocket science, son." It's not, folks. It's principle, character, integrity, standing when it's hard to stand. That's what we're after. And that's what it's going to take in November. There's going to be, as I said earlier, a lot of hard decisions to make. And I'm going to be standing for the people of the 8th District. We've got so much to offer here. We're a right-to-work state. We don't have a state income tax. But we need a good salesman for the 8th District that's going to bring jobs back here. But until we change policy in Washington, we're not going to bring jobs back here. As I said, we've got to start rewarding the job creators and stop punishing the job creators. And that's what I'm going to do. But I don't work for the Republican Party. I work for the 8th District. And you've got my word. We decided to serve 12 years when we win. I'm for term limits. I think that would solve a lot of the problems we have in Washington if those guys would get out. And we're going to serve 12 years. I'm going to keep my same health insurance I have with Farm Bureau. I don't expect you guys to pay it. And we're going to stay real, and I'm going to stay in touch and continue to sing gospel music and stay in touch with the voters of the 8th District. Thank
Let me ask you guys this. I still have some more questions in the can. You guys want to ask more questions, or do you want to wrap it up?
More questions.
More questions? Show of hands. More questions? Wrap it up? Well, it's about half and half. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead. We got some business that I want to take care of, and so let's go ahead and wrap it up. Gentlemen, you each have a 3-minute close, and then we'll take care of some other business. And